So here I have the scene that I used to create those final images, and I want to give you an overview of it so you can basically understand how the setup works. This is the direct render from Blender, and I already knew from the start that I wanted a camera positioned a bit from above and a sort of side view of it. So this is what we call a beauty shot. And then I make other images like front, side, and so on. With that in mind comes the idea of how we create a composition that doesn't take anything away from the character. But any element you add, if you think more about color or what I always talk about, which is contrast, you'll be able to create a simple scene that looks complex, seems like it's telling a story, and makes it look like the character lives somewhere, that they're real. So, I knew I needed some elements that wouldn't bring too much contrast, but would let us wander through the image and bring the eye back to him. All the assets you're seeing here, except for these long lines, which it doesn't really matter what they are, were found in what used to be the Quixel store and is now all on the Unreal store on FAB. So I started looking for some elements that were very organic, that would fit into a kind of forest, kind of post-apocalyptic context. Nothing colorful, plastic, or anything that would draw too much attention. That was my only criterion. Back in the scene, I started by distributing all these elements, which are pieces of ground, actually overlapping one another. Then I scattered some grass using geometry nodes, but I could have just placed them by hand because there really aren't that many. Just out of curiosity, I'll show you what I did here. I have a collection that contains all these plants down here. There are several of them here, I think about 5. I started with a plane, distributed points on this plane. Then we distribute instances on these points and specify what these instances will be. And then we use a collection info. I connected the random value here to the scale to randomize their size a bit, and that's it. It's so simple that the material is just white. I don't think I even applied a material. There's this one that came by default, but it's not being used, because when we use geometry nodes, we can't just apply a material here. We have to add a set material node inside here, and then it will show up. But I didn't even want that. The default gray color from Blender's standard shader is enough. And now I'm going to render right here in the viewport, so you can see what's happening with these other elements. Look at how, as you can see, in this case, it doesn't really function properly. Or rather, it absolutely doesn't work from other angles. I only made it for the camera. All of this here is inside a volume, like a pool of smoke. And its material couldn't be any simpler. It's a principled volume shader with very low density, and the anisotropy set a bit higher, instead of 0. I was getting a lot of light bouncing around, so I put this plane up here to reduce the bounce a bit. And just to add a little flair, these here are exactly what you think they are. They're just planes with smoke images. Instead of using the image for color information, I used the image for alpha information. I left a ramp here, which I actually didn't end up using in this case, but I could squeeze these values to get more or less of the effect. In the end, I just wanted a little bit of smoke effect there, and I made sure not to have any of them intersect because since they're planes, anything intersecting with this technique will be very noticeable. As for the camera, to achieve realism, we always need to consider the lens, consider the depth of field, consider the overall composition, and all of that contributes to this realistic look. Although we've already done so much work on the texture that just a top light would work, which was our basic scene up until now. But it's much more rewarding to present our work like this, and everyone understands as well that we really put in the effort. Now, I'm going to demonstrate what each light does, one by one. First, area light, and it's the main one. It gives almost the entire look of the thing. So I'm going to leave it for last. Let's see what the others do. Area light 2. All of these are aimed at lighting up some part of the character to create a highlight, or to bring out some lighting detail that will create contrast. 3. 4 from the front. 5. Just on this metallic piece, because thanks to Blender's God, Now we can connect geometries and lights. Very well, we finished this texture course here. Once again, it was quite a journey. Even I'm surprised by the crazy ideas I come up with. Half of what I said here wasn't planned, but I hope it was useful and that, like me, you learn a lot from this kind of workflow, where we do a lot in the sculpting phase, always thinking about the texture. So I'll leave you with a slideshow of the work you just watched.